Welcome back to the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls around the world. Good evening, boys and girls. Are you ready for bed? Are you all snuggled up and ready for another Lights Out bedtime story? Good, because you're in for a treat tonight. That's right, we have chapter 28 of Fing by David Williams, and tonight's chapter is called simply Gobble. After Mr. and Mrs. Meek had scooped up Myrtle, Fing, and all the food off the road and bundled everything into the back of the car, they drove home. It was only when they opened the boot that they realized Fing had not just devoured all the custard creams. "Oops," said Father. "Oops indeed," agreed Mother. Oh no, Fing had eaten all the crisps, all the chocolate, and all the cake too. It had chocolate all around its mouth. Well, one can only assume it was its mouth. Indeed, we can only assume it was chocolate. Having eaten all the mountain of food from the supermarket, Fing was now munching his way through the spare tire. Gobble. As a result of all this eating, Fing had dramatically expanded. It was now around the size of a space hopper. And just like a space hopper, it bounced. Boink. It bounced out of the boot. Boink. Past Mr. and Mrs. Meek. Boink, boink. Up the path. Boink. Until it reached the front door. Boink. As Fing couldn't go any further now, it bounced and bounced against the door. Boink, boink, boink. The boinking got harder and harder. Boink, 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 boink. Just one moment, please, Fing," called out Mother. "I will get that door open in a jiffy." It was the best she could do, as sadly she didn't speak Fing. The lady chased after the creature, jangling the front door keys. Just as she had the keys ready to put in the lock, boink, 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 Fing bounced against the door with such force that it flew off its hinges. Bash! The door toppled into the house. Thud. "Oh, I see you have the door open already," remarked Mother, as cheerfully as she could muster. Meanwhile, Father lifted Myrtle out of the car. The girl had gotten heavier in the week since he'd been on his adventure. "Oh, my back!" he yelped in pain as he tried to take her weight alone. "Do you mind walking one or two or three steps to the house just once, my petal?" "No," she snapped. "Oh, well, I'll try to do my best," sighed Father. As he staggered past the boot with Myrtle in his arms, she peered in and saw the empty food packages. "Where's all my grub?" she demanded. "Oh, my dearest one, I have some rather upsetting news." "What?" "I'm afraid Fing ate it all." "No!" "Oh, it didn't quite finish the spare tire, if you fancy a nibble." Mwah, 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 mwah. And that's the end of chapter 28 of Fing. Gobble, here on the Lights Out podcast. Bedtime stories for boys and girls and hungry things around the world. Good night.